Welcome back to the Madlanga Justice College as we anticipate day 166 of the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry to get underway. Once again, controversial businessman Vusimuzi Matlala back in the hot seat, and you'll be forgiven if you've lost count of the number of adjournments yesterday, given the amount of time really that the inquiry spent dealing with legal issues pertaining to the rights that Vusimuzi Matlala feels he can invoke whilst on that witness stand. The long and the short of it, though, is that hopefully today will be much smoother as we really get to the heart of the substance of the supplementary affidavit that Vusimuzi Matlala is meant to expand into as he speaks more about the relationship that he enjoyed with several other controversial figures, including, of course, one Shadrack Sibiya. Canny Maphanga is also here at the Madlanga Justice College. She's been watching developments since the inception of this inquiry and joins us now live. And Canny, perhaps let's begin with trying to get an understanding of what the sticky issues were, because there were several yesterday that led to these several adjournments, including questions around this Section 204 statement that Matlala deposed as part of the now failed plea agreement.
Absolutely. Good morning to you, Ayanda, and to the viewers at home. So the issue remains the persisting pattern of holding on to that right against self-incrimination without substantiating it. So what continues to be echoed throughout is that in order for you to use that privilege, you actually need to describe what the offence being spoken of in this particular instance is. And you need to do it case by case, so theme by theme or topic by topic. It can't just be a blanket approach. And he continued to do that, even with the Section 204 claiming that what he had stated there was privileged. But we know that the plea deal fell away. It fell apart, and that IDAC had to start a new process in terms of investigating that particular issue, because they can no longer use that statement that he gave to IDAC, which was said to implicate a number of high-ranking generals in that Medicare 24 fraud case. So he was trying to hide behind that shield in almost every single other topic, and it became clear that even with Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya or even Mike van Wyk, where you've seen what the evidence shows you about the nature of the relationships that he enjoyed with these people, it's not relationships that appear to be above board. There's allegedly unlawful conduct taking place, allegedly something that points to something more sinister in those relationships and those dynamics. So when he says that he is invoking this privilege, I think what it's really about is getting away from the implications of acknowledging these dynamics. So, for example, if you acknowledge Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya, you're going to have to get into the extent of the relationship, how then you came to get to know one another, because the allegation is that they met at that particular farm, and that's how they allegedly became acquainted. And you're going to have to get into other networks, other individuals, the alleged favors, why you gave him impalas through Sergeant Faninkosi, what was expected in return. It will open up a different can of worms that will give the Commission the kind of context which he is seemingly running away from, because it's quite clear that a lot of these individuals that you discussed before the Madlanga Commission do not exist in isolation. They all seem to be in some way connected to one another, or to feature in different themes, in different evidence before the Madlanga Commission. And it is that risk that I think he is possibly trying to run away from with this particular shield of a privilege, because Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya is not an accused in that attempted murder case, nor is he an accused in the Medicare 24 fraud case. He's trying to argue that he could possibly be through that Section 204 statement, but still that statement fell away when the deal fell apart before the courts. So it's those intricate details and what they can tell you about the alleged cartel, the alleged dealings, how the extent to which they enjoyed relationships with high-ranking generals, and what the Commission must make of those relationships, and what was the product of those alleged close proximities that they enjoy, and what it means for their overall alleged dealings. Yeah. And it's those networks that I think are possibly being shielded with this particular defensive posture. I don't think at this stage those other themes have anything to do with a defense strategy.
Sure.
It's about what you're not willing to tell the Commission because of what it will reveal further beyond you.
Speaking about the interconnectedness of the crimes, and I see that Canny Maphanga himself is actually in the witness box now. Yesterday, we also heard a bit about the kidnapping of Jerry Boshoga, and as we get into that, it seems that we're told that we're about to begin with today's proceedings. Interestingly enough, Canny, thanks very much indeed, as always, our senior reporter. Annelie van der Heever has just been spotted, so she is in the building. This is worth pointing out because yesterday, of course, quite some time was spent speaking about her absence with Canny Maphanga at some stage, saying that he feels that he won't be fairly represented if, in fact, yesterday's developments unfolded as they did without her being here. I wonder how this will affect day 166. Let's listen in.